Welcome to another episode of the Black Guy Who Tilts podcast. I'm your host, Rod, joined as always by my co-host,
Karen.
And we're live on a Wednesday, ready to wrap up the week. Find us everywhere you find podcasts. The official weapon of the show is the folding chair. The unofficial sport
bullet ball
is bullet ball extreme. Up front, got to start with some housekeeping. First things first, the posters, email me, theblackguywhotilts.com, your email address or whatever. $15 is the minimum for mailing it and everything. Just make sure you put it, just let me know if you want Cash App, Venmo, Zelle, whatever. I got y'all. That's not a problem. I appreciate y'all. And, go ahead and, I already got people that sent all kinds of people that sent addresses and stuff, and I will mail it out this week. I already have the poster mailing things. I just got to print the labels. So it'll be worth going to the post office. You guys have made it worth it. This isn't like last time where I was just losing money every time I made a trip to the post office. I don't know what I was thinking.
Evidently gas.
That's the first thing. The second thing is I sent an email to the fans who bought live show streaming tickets, because I found out today from my man Balto from the Queen City Podcast Network, they lost the recording. I don't know. It was some sort of technical difficulty, some type of glitch, whatever happened. End of the day, I don't have the recording. This has never happened before. We've always had the recording afterwards. I thought we would have it this time. Even with the audio stuff, I do have the audio. I did put it out on our main feed. It's better than when it was live. So people got to at least experience the audio of it. I emailed everyone who had live tickets that, that I can't, I literally do not have the ability to do the video. Yeah. I know it's not our fault technically, but even with that being said, if you would like a refund, please reply back to that email, whether I'll figure it out, whether I have to Cash App, Zelle, whatever. And I didn't even think of this at the time, but the fans, man, you guys are so fucking awesome. A fan hit me back and was like, I don't want a refund, no problem, but could you send me a poster? Now, I know technically that means it will be costing me money out of my pocket, whatever. I don't care. If you wanted a live ticket, if you bought a live ticket and somehow you didn't get to see the video version or whatever, whatever is unsatisfactory that you can't have the replay, if you reply to the email with your mailing address, I'll mail you a poster too. Because I feel like at least, if you don't want a refund, I feel like maybe that can offset some of it, because it sucks. Right. I'm disappointed. I wanted y'all to see that. I wanted to have that as well. I talked to Balto. He offered me a refund and all this stuff, but I told him honestly, man, I don't even want the refund, because unless all these motherfuckers give me my money back, then I guess then I'll have to have a refund. But I didn't even want a refund from him, because I was like, you did. Shit happens. Yeah,
everything that you were supposed to do.
Shit happens, and that sucks. We'll learn from it. I plan to work with him again. And I really think we all know what it's really about, and it's that the JL jinx. I knew I was taking a risk.
I'm bringing JL
when I said I want JL to open for us, and that is on me. That is my fault. Is to say anything affiliated with JL was gonna go 100% perfect. Of course not.
Of course not.
It didn't result in a catastrophic. The room didn't cave in on itself or anything.
Right, to explode.
But of course, now I think that being said, of course, Karen, you owe JL an apology. Because you said that it wouldn't be no jinx, and we were gonna be stronger than it.
Owe him an apology.
And I think honestly that triggered the jinx in a
even
way.
More.
I don't know why you played with fire like that, because you said it multiple times on the show and to him in person.
Yes, I did.
And I don't. We have so much scientific evidence that nothing can stop the JL jinx. And so I feel like,
damn it, I had it by the throat. It was like, bitch, no, you don't. You
So
ain't got me. I got you.
I'll give you a couple. I'll give you your time to apologize. Go ahead.
I apologize to JL and his Jinx. Fuck you, Jinx. You get the middle finger. But I apologize, JL. I didn't realize how strong and how powerful the Jinx was. I really didn't. And like I said, I do owe you an apology. This was unexpected. We did not know this, was gonna happen. And it's just something about video that it's just like, you know what? Have all the audio you want. What I'm gonna do is fuck up the shit that people want to see.
Yeah.
So my apology to JL, not you, the Jinx. Fuck you.
Yeah. I think he'll appreciate that because he probably doesn't like the Jinx as well. So we'll just take it from there. But man, God, I wanted that video, and someone had replied back like, and I hope you replace them next time. I'm not gonna do that. Like, the mistakes were made, but honestly, we've done stuff with them before and it's gone smooth. Yeah, completely smooth.
Like Right say,
like smoother than we had any right to expect.
Yeah.
I still remember like when they saved the first one and gave us the video, we didn't even know we could do that. We were like, what? We got the video? So and honestly, man, it's Charlotte, North Carolina. It's a very small community, the podcasting community. Balto's a very stand-up dude.
He is.
He's worked with us every single time we've done one of these shows. We've done live shows during the pandemic that we would not have been able to do without him.
All right.
Shit happens. If it's something where if it was something where it was like a constant issue, then yes, we would absolutely be changing. But it was a surprise to him too. So it's not a thing that I'm not angry about it because stuff happens. And like, honestly, my mixer, when we got to the venue, just stopped. It just did not work. It was a brand new mixer out of the plastic,
out of the box.
I don't like. And of course, in hindsight, I'm like, I'll buy a new mixer. I'll plug it into my computer at home. I'll check it before I even leave for the venue. So like, but I learned that because of this, is what I'm saying. And so whatever happened that they lost the recording, I'm sure they learned it through this. And he was even saying he might change from Zoom because Zoom promised that you could have a backup to this recording, and when it was over, it was just fucking gone.
Right. And he contacted him and everything. Yeah. Like, he was on it. He was just like, I was, went out, and then they was like, we ain't got it. And he's like, what do you mean you ain't got it?
So, and worst case scenario is he's lying, of course, and he just forgot to hit record. But even if that was the case, honestly, players fuck up, and I still will work with him again. But yeah, it's just, and I'm not saying he's lying. I'm saying that's the worst case scenario. Yeah. And even in that case, I'd work with him again because, normally, shit happens.
Yeah, normally you get the shit within days, no problem. Here you go. Yeah. We literally get everything. We see the live chat. Like, we get, extra bonuses and shit. Yes.
Yeah, man. So, but all right, let's get into the show stuff. Of course, 5-star reviews, all of that stuff. You know what to do. Feedback, you know what to do on that. So Karen, do you have any banter?
Oh, I do.
All right, let me pull that up. Do you have any banter? Talk to me. Do you have any banter? Talk to me. Do you have any banter? Do you have any banter?
I do.
Talk to me. Banter. Talk to me. Do you have any banter?
I do.
All right. Banter away.
And this one sounds kind of wild, but it's kind of not. We were actually at the Hornets Arena walking down the hallway, and I happened to look over to the right. Y'all, and I saw a fossil. I saw 2 whole ass payphones glued to the wall. They was clean and looked like nobody had ever touched them in their entire lives. They had the buttons and everything, like insert your coins.
I wonder if they work.
I wanted to pick it up to see.
I feel like that's a trick. I feel like it's like for decoration only.
Right? I was about to say, I know these bitches don't work.
Like, what would we need? I'm not saying there's not a need for a payphone. There's obviously a need for a payphone.
Yes, it is.
But I feel like we're so past payphones in general. Like, whatever them phones did, they must just contact one other phone in the arena.
In the arena, you calling Hugo, direct line of Hugo. What is happening here?
Yeah, it's such a throwback. If I was lost in a situation where the only thing that could help me was a payphone at this point, I can only call Karen. I don't know nobody's number. I don't know nobody else's number. I know like my parents and Karen. Like there's not no long ass list. People that are younger than us don't know this. I used to know everybody's number.
You shit,
by
you
heart.
better. Else you would never gonna cut. I still have numbers that I know by heart only cause my family old and them niggas got the same phone number since 1972.
But I don't just mean my family. I knew all my friends' numbers.
Oh no,
I knew everybody's numbers. Like, oh, Damien, this number. Oh, so and so, this Eric. I gotta give him a call tonight. I knew numbers. I don't know numbers. We used to have pagers before pagers had messages, and pagers are these things that, well, I can't even explain to you. I'm so
right.
But in the pagers, they used to just give the number, like call this number back, and we would know the number by heart and be like, oh, that's so and so's number.
Mm-hmm.
Fam, I chat with people multiple times a day, every day. Some of my closest people in the world. And if I had to call them on a payphone, I could not.
Oh, child, we would never speak again. Child, I know your phone number. I know my phone number. I know.
You can't count your own phone number, but go ahead. That don't count.
That one don't count.
I know my social security number. Like, come on, man.
Yeah, and I know our parents' home numbers. Don't ask me their cell phone numbers. That's a motherfucking rap.
Right. I don't know anyone's fucking number.
Cell phones.
I would be a babe.
I call the house.
I'd be a babe in the woods if something happened.
And if I call your parents and my parents, you're gonna get the old school voicemail where it's gonna be like this is the such and such a line. Leave a message, beep, cause they ain't pick it up. I don't blame you. I don't pick up my phone either. My home phone.
All right. This is less banter and more feedback that I want to get out the way early.
Okay.
So we had somebody that left us feedback for an episode on the show for yesterday's episode. Rod changed his mind. BStar88 says TikTok isn't what you're saying at all. It was like that when it first blew up, but after the pandemic, people really care about haven't really cared about how they look on TikTok and just show up as them without the glam unless that's the content you make. There are plenty of people on there that aren't conventionally attractive that blow up with millions of views and likes. Please name them. Please name them. Okay? Because I got a feeling. I got a hunch. People just laying in the beds or in cars making money in game pot. I didn't say they weren't laying in beds or any of that. I didn't say everybody on there is wearing a suit. I'm just saying visual medium lends itself to what people find visually attractive, and there's nothing you can do about it. This isn't this is deeper than the point you're making. This isn't about your altruism or how good of a person you are. This isn't about virtue signaling or any of that shit. This is just natural. It's why news anchors look good.
Yes.
You don't see a lot of people on the news. You'll never see someone on the news in sweatshirts and shit unless it's motherfucking an emergency. They're never going to allow you to do that because they know people won't watch it. People just laying in their beds in their cars making money. People be in their cars with a full glam though. Full beat on the face, but they just supposed to be trying Wendy's, but they full beat. And gain popularity just from showing up there being their cringy selves. When TikTok was threatened to be banned, people was complaining about going back to Instagram because of how you describe TikTok being glamorous and having to be attracted because that is the atmosphere of Instagram. There's a creator that talks, but you only see his hand in the video moving with the cadence of her voice, and she has thousands of followers or likes. I really think you're not listening, or you're being defensive of the platform TikTok and not listening to my point. I follow so many political accounts that are old, out of shape, disabled, or whatever society says is considered unattractive. Your algorithm is based on what you like. So if you're only getting beautiful women with big titties speaking on politics, that's what you liked only get that type of content on your FY page. Love the show and thank you. Well, the thing is, I don't be on TikTok.
Me either.
So my TikTok algorithm for you page is not a bunch of titties and ass of me because I'm on there liking that shit. But that's not the point. I think you've completely missed the point. And I think what's disheartening is that people, and this is what I mean, you can't tell, and I'm not saying you are, but listen to what I'm saying. I can't tell anyone they're brainwashed. Why can you not tell someone they're brainwashed? Because no one fucking thinks they're brainwashed. That's part of the washing. You're defending TikTok. The people that told you, Donald Trump, thank you, sir, for saving us when he did nothing. That's the TikTok you're defending, right? They're not a neutral agent. And the fact that they have you believing that there is a neutrality to it, that what becomes popular on TikTok is because that's what the people want, is foolish to think that, in my opinion. It's foolish to think that of any of the social media platforms. None of them are just organically doing whatever anymore.
They used to, but
we know they manipulate the algorithms to affect our emotions. We know they can manipulate the algorithms to be like, even though you say you don't like this, we're going to make you click on it anyway. Mm-hmm. We found TikTok out for doing what you say they don't do. And you can go, well, that was just the beginning. We have no insight into this company to know that they don't keep doing that. Mm-mm. So because it's not governed by what Americans like, it's not our morals and sensibilities as if we have good ones, but it's Chinese morals and sensibilities. And when they said we don't want fat people on it, that means something. And they go, yeah, that was back in the day, but I'm sure they mean well now. I'm sure they're all great people. Well, let's go. I'm glad you brought it up though, because I went to just Google and said, what's the most followed TikTok accounts? And all these articles came up with the most followed TikTokers. You know what they have in common? Right. Like you're going to find a bunch of young, attractive people. You know what else happens on TikTok? Black people have their views suppressed, and don't get as much traction. That's why when that TikTok dance craze stuff happened during the pandemic, mm-hmm. and people were going on these shows and getting Jimmy Kimmel and all this stuff, mm-hmm. it will be these little white girls who were stealing dances from the black girls who created the fucking dances. Yes! None of this is neutral or whatever it is. It's not just, hey man, it's what you make it with your algorithm. All these people, Khaby Lame, 140,000 million followers. He's also attractive. Charlie D'Amelio, the most followers. Bella Poarch, another attractive person. Addison Rae, another one. Like, come on. Will Smith, obviously. Do I even have to say? Like, it is what it is. I don't know how it turned into like, let me put on my cake for TikTok. But no, don't do that. That's not, because the point I'm making isn't about TikTok in general anyway. It's really about the visual medium. That's what it is. When something's governed visually, it changes what becomes important. It's why text is considered different. You don't have to be an attractive novelist.
Oh no.
You know what I mean? Like, you can be whatever kind of novelist you want, because what I'm engaging with is your print. And print has its own biases and stuff issues, too. Yes. So none of this was about virtue signaling or coming down on TikTok or thinking I'm better than anybody. Mm-mm. It's just, when it first came out, which is what I said, by the way, when it first came out, I realized why I had a repulsion of it immediately, which is that it is essentially politics with strippers telling me about it. You know? And I didn't mean it, which is funny, because I didn't mean it literally. Mm-mm. Which, you know, some people was like, you know, what do you mean strippers? I'm like, I don't really mean strippers, guys. I just mean like the visual medium immediately skews to a certain type of aesthetic.
Yes.
For people to blow up. So it is what it is, man. It's not, none of this shit is sanctified. And TikTok definitely not. You can feel like, matter of fact, it's the reason that people on TikTok, when it went down, people was like, see, the liberals are banning it because over on there, we got libs of TikTok and the right-wing people. We all have the truth, and we're telling the real truth, and the government's trying to control it. And you know what liberal people said? The government and conservatives don't want us to be on TikTok. You know why? Because the truth is out there. We're talking about Palestine and we're talking about other things, and they don't want that. They don't want the truth out there. And the point is, like, TikTok don't give a fuck either way, and both sides of the equation are getting fed what the fuck TikTok is telling them is to see. So it's not like this is not necessarily me saying every single user of TikTok is attractive. Everyone that goes viral on TikTok is attractive. That's ridiculous.
No, that's not
Nothing could ever control for that.
Right.
Period. In the world. Like, I don't think there's literally like a Chinese person in an office somewhere looking at each TikTok and going, too fat, no. Dark skin, no. I don't like her hair. Like, I don't think that's happening. It's just in general on a visual medium, attractiveness gets weighted in a way that it would not if it was print. It would not if it was Tumblr. If it was Twitter before pictures and shit. It just, that's all I'm saying. It's a little bit different point. Karen?
We have like a little breakfast spot here we like to go to, and we got up early on a Saturday morning and went there, and they had a car show. And it was kind of neat to see the people over there enjoying it. And I didn't know they had car shows early in the morning. I was like, wow, y'all got up like super early in the morning to show off these vehicles. Y'all meant that shit. Y'all gonna like, they were like, you gonna get a V16 and some pancakes. I was like, okay, I see what y'all doing. They had that little place popping. I was like, shout out to y'all. And it was just really, really neat to see people out there loving on their vehicles. I mean, they had pretty cars. They had the thing where they had the engines up, so they were looking all up underneath the engines. It was like a miniature, kind of like a miniature car show. So I don't think that was on sale. It was probably one of them things where everybody just showed up there, and it might have been like, sometimes they have groups that do that stuff. So it might just been a group of people that just came, put their hoods up, and was like, see my vehicle. I was like, okay, this is neat. That's it.
Oh, okay. All right. Sorry, I didn't really. It was a car show. I mean, the cars is out there. I think it was a little weird because it felt like it hadn't started yet. But maybe I don't know what a car show is.
I don't know if it has started.
Like, is a car show? Well, I guess no. I guess a car show is you just plop the car down.
Yeah, I have.
Because it's not like they drive. They don't drive the car anywhere, do they?
Oh, I don't know.
Okay. All right. Well, I tried to yes and you, but now you just hit me with the I don't know anything. So fuck it. All right, let's move into. No, it's too late. Let's just move into something else. I tried to be a good partner. Y'all just remember this shit when y'all write in and be like, Rod did something wrong when Karen was talking. Just remember that's not on me. All right, let's do politics until we get mad.
I didn't know she was black until a number of years ago when she happened to turn black, and now she wants to be known as black.
I have no more campaigns to run. My only agenda, I know because I won both of them.
People have got to know whether or not their president's a crook. Well, I'm not a crook. I've earned everything I've got.
There's an old saying in Tennessee, I know it's in Texas, probably in Tennessee, that says, fool me once, shame on you. If fool me, we can't get fooled again.
Tell you what, I don't know about you, but I'm going to go to bed.
Why the fuck is you mad? Huh? Why the fuck is you mad?
All right. Politics until we get mad. Thank you to Psycho Music for sending that in for us. I did tell him, like, if you could shorten it, let me know, because I think about 30 seconds is best for these interludes. But I wanted to play the whole thing for y'all so y'all can hear it.
Yes.
All right, let's see. Trump threatens Putin with devastating punishment if he doesn't accept Ukraine ceasefire deal.
Child, Putin laughed and ate some more chips.
I guess we finally gonna get to see the tape he got on, whatever was in the folder he got on Trump. We gonna see him pissing on some people.
Something about to come out.
Like, what's like you're biting the hand that feeds you, comrade. Yeah, I my guess is that they already worked something out behind the scenes, and Trump is trying to look tough, but obviously,
of course,
whatever's been agreed to has been agreed to.
Yes.
I don't think Trump has the balls to go head to head with Putin after all this shit.
He don't.
Yeah, we'll see. And also, I don't trust the source on this, Daily Mail. They always telling me some shit, but Let's see. Doge cuts enforcer. So Doge, there's a woman who's there to make cuts of, cut people's jobs. This woman got busted working in the Office of Personnel Management. McLaurin Pinover posted video after video of her trying to be an aspiring fashion influencer on Instagram to her 800 followers. In dozens of videos filmed directly inside of her office at official OPM office, she can be seen modeling sleek blazers, $475 skirts, and $300 dresses, tagging posts with hashtag DC style, hashtag DC influencer, while also linking to commission-based clothing sites while she is cutting people's federal jobs. They're laying people off by the thousands, tens of thousands of people. And she is in there not doing real work, posting shit on Instagram. This is what people let be in the office. This is what people are okay with. Mm-hmm. There's nothing more DEI higher than this type of shit. This woman doesn't deserve this job. She didn't earn this job. She was given this job because the real DEI of America was supposed to just be white people nepotism. And every other thing that has tried to retard that effort in the in the history of America gets a backlash with some shit like this, where this woman who's a full ass dummy is posting selfies and videos wearing skirts in the fucking office as she could. It's bread. It's let them eat cake. It's let them eat cake. She could give a fuck about any of us, and we let these people get in charge. And this is Elon Musk's department, and you got people fucking dummies on social media being like, well, he just wants to help fix America. He's, you could trust this billionaire. He's just trying to help. A guy whose entire wealth is built on exploitation and theft, but he's trying to help us. God. Anyway, yeah, so they laid off all these people, even people on her own team. And she was in there doing fucking Instagram videos. But she would never do that shit on TikTok, because TikTok over there is 100% about virtue. If you're not a good person, you ain't going viral, okay? Them people be like, you ma'am, put your titties away, okay?
Not put them away.
I am here only for the most important, substantive conversations. Break and the other thing too, I would say about the TikTok, I have friends on TikTok that they, even when they make a video, they have to be like, yeah, I know the difference between when I have to put on like makeup and shit versus when I don't, and people leave comments. We have videos on YouTube, people leave comments about that shit compared to our podcast. I brought this up yesterday. Sorry, that comment just kind of was like really weird to me, because I was like, all the stuff we talked about is pretty much said in the first conversation. TikTok ain't special. Nothing is. It's the internet. Trump declares national emergency on electricity and says Canada will become cherished 51st state. He also said he's raising some other tariffs on them because they raised tariffs back on us. Because they said they're gonna charge more for the electricity we import from them. And Trump's like, well, now it's 50%. But I heard he hadn't signed that. Just the chaos of the Trump administration is here. All right. People are paying to eat with Donald Trump. Industry leaders paying literally up to $5 million to meet one-on-one with him at Mar-a-Lago. It's all for sale. It's all happening in your face.
Yeah, it's all bribes.
And you motherfuckers wanted me to care that like Barack Obama or Hillary Clinton might get a speech fee.
Right. You want me to care about the Obamas doing the podcast.
You got a man who's literally saying $5 million. What the fuck does your industry need? I got you. And you got Democrats who are out of office doing a speech, and y'all want me to be outraged. Suck it. Trump escalates war on the press, bans Huffington Post reporter from White House pool. I think they banned the AP because the AP wouldn't call at the Gulf of America.
Right. It was like, bitch, it's not that. You can't make this shit up. No, we refuse.
Isn't it crazy that the Gulf of America thing was supposed to be this big deal? They got it, quote unquote. They haven't brought it up and no one cared since.
Because it didn't matter. It never mattered. It never fucking mattered.
Yeah. Like, it's just
doing shit.
It's just like dealing with a narcissist where they lie just to see which flying monkeys will allow them to continue to lie.
Yes.
It's like, who is going to be in the cult and start saying the Gulf of America because I told them to? And who is going to not be down? Well, that person we got to attack, you know? Mm-hmm. Let's see. Idaho CEO resigns following controversy over giving a Nazi salute at a corporate event. Come on, man.
At a corporate event.
He announced his resignation on Monday after receiving a backlash regarding a video of him giving what appeared to be a Nazi salute. Now, you might be going, why is this in politics? He gave the salute in front of in the background of Trump giving a speech. It's ironic how it's all kind of related, right? Like, they tell us it's a coincidence, it's all in our head, but then it's always some shit with Trump and these Nazis and these white supremacists. He says he not one. His supporters say he not one. White supremacists and Nazis say he one of us. I mean, I believe the birds of a feather.
I do. I believe him, and it's also one of these things where a lot of people are going to realize you're not Trump and you're not Elon Musk. So your actions do matter, and people will have responses to it.
He issued Hill. What's his name? First name? Tom Hill. He issued several salutes in front of a screen showing Donald Trump, which has been likened to the Nazi salute. He issued several apologies since the incident, but formally resigned Monday afternoon. ESI Construction also announced several key leadership organizational changes, which includes the formation of a corporate responsibility task force. He done brought back CRT. It's just now it's corporate responsibility task force. He done brought it back by accident. The Naziness brought it back.
It was like, you can't be doing this.
But then, like, bring back critical race theory. Like, we can't call it that. Okay, corporate responsibility task force, whatever. That way we don't have to change the letterhead.
Right, we get the letters the same, send out the same card and memo and letterhead.
Right. The company's current president, Neil Nelson, will also step into the CEO role to replace Hill. In a statement, Neil Nelson wrote, "Our focus now is on healing and moving forward. We're dedicated to ensuring that our mission remains clear and that every decision we make reflects the principles that define ESI Construction. I'm confident we will emerge as a more compassionate company."
Whatever. Other people feel the same way he does. He was just bold and stupid enough to do it. That's all.
Yeah.
Like, that's all. That's all you're telling me.
Karen,
nobody else won't lose their job.
Karen, it's a corporate event.
Because he's stupid. That person is dumb.
What could have possibly invoked the multiple Nazi salutes at a corporate event?
That Trump high. People underestimate the Trump high. That shit is a hell of a drug.
It must be.
And he thought
you at work in front of a bunch of people. Is everyone in the room white? And of all the whites, do you know they all on the Nazi train? That's a big fucking, Nazi train's ironic, but that's big fucking assumption to make.
Yes, it is. Like I said, Trump has inspired something in people, and they've seen Elon Musk do it. They've seen Trump do it. They've seen other people do this shit. And you have people that are dumb enough to actually believe that they can do it, because it's like, if they say it's okay, it's okay. No, it is not. But because people are stupid and they don't realize that most of us are still functioning in a realistic society and not that bullshit, you do it, and then you have to deal with the backlash and the consequences, the repercussions that none of them will ever have to deal with. You had to resign and lose your job because you were dumb enough to do it.
All right. Let's see. DC defies RFK Jr. and Trump in key vaccine maneuver. The CDC. I said DC. My bad. The CDC appears to have override President Donald Trump while taking part in a vaccine meeting with the WHO, the World Health Organization. So they told them not to do that, and they said, man, we're going to do it anyway.
Right. They was like, this is important.
All I want to say is this. I get everybody resigning. You know, I saw another article where some federal technology staffers resigned rather than help much slash the size of the government. I respect that, and I appreciate that, and I understand that goes on the record. But also, man, I kind of like when people just don't do what they said to do.
They were like, you're going to have to fire me. You're going to have to fire me and give me full coverage and full benefits.
Or firing, you normally don't get those things. You know, you have to fight for them in court. Mm-hmm. But, I mean, I just kind of like when people are like, or we just won't. What the fuck you going to do? Right,
because, a lot of them people in the position, they were like, we can't not go. There's valuable information that we need from, like, what are you doing, sir? Right. No, they're gonna be talking about shit that's gonna fucking impact us, and we can't be oblivious when some shit rolls on our shores.
And maybe like the people at the CDC learn, because the first time they thought maybe we can convince him with enough facts and logic, and all he did was try to dox Dr. Fauci and let people, harass him for the rest of his life, and probably took away his security detail in the aftermath.
No, he did.
And I think this CDC said, if it's a fight, let's just fight from day one. Let's just stop trying to hope this guy will be reasonable.
Right,
we're all fired anyway. So fuck it. We're going to the WHO and we're going to contribute what we can.
Fire me when I come back.
I appreciect them doing that. Real talk.
Because somebody got to fight. Everybody can't fold and resign and leave.
They had cut 9/11 first responder health programs, but then they gave it back because people got mad.
It don't mean
because they don't have a real plan.
And it don't mean it ain't going to get cut anyway.
Yeah, it might come back when y'all just stop being mad.
Yes, sir.
The Justice Department shuts down a federal law enforcement misconduct tracker. It was only around since, I think, maybe Biden or Obama. I think it was around. No, it was only around since Biden. It was one of his. Yeah, it was one of his 78 executive actions on his first day in office. That Trump. Oh, I'm sorry. Agencies can no longer query or add data to the National Law Enforcement Accountability Database. The Justice Department posted in an online statement confirming it has been decommissioned as a result of an order signed by Trump on his first day. There you go. That rescinded 78 of Biden-era executive action. So it was only around since Biden. The link is now dead. And we have lost that tool for tracking police misconduct, something that had never been done before. Not officially by the government.
Right, which is something that a lot of people out there wanted. Like, people are like, hey, we need this. This shit matters.
Yep. So, all right, I'm sufficiently upset. Let's move into some other stuff.
Okay.
We'll come right back, everybody. How about... I'll go back and pick an old beat. How about this? All right, let's get to some just other news. R. Kelly joins Chris Brown's Residuals Challenge with a remix recorded from prison. R. Kelly has entered the chat from, well, it's probably AOL Disney chat, from prison to join in the Chris Brown's Residuals Challenge. The remix shared on Instagram by longtime collaborator Rodney East adds Kelly's own verse to Brown's 2023 track from the deluxe edition of 1111. East also clarified that the remix is authentic and not AI generated. In his verse, Kelly reflects on his time in prison and questions who is profiting from his music while he remains incarcerated. Nigga, you know who's profiting from the music. Your victims. Mm-hmm. It's not really. It was part of the lawsuit.
The deal, yes. That they get your residuals.
I know you can't read, but your lawyers definitely told you.
Yes, they did.
Like, what are you talking about? They're still selling my music, making all this money. Didn't even send shit to my folks from commissary, Kelly sings. He also questions the handling of his royalties, adding, "Where's my money at? Tell me who's getting paid for my grind. All of that's supposed to be mine." The 58-year-old, 58, even expresses frustration over his 30-year sentence, rapping, "Who gave you 34 years? Who made you billions of dollars? Who put the R in R&B? I swear that it's killing me in my cell, making me holler, damn it." There's something very ridiculous about this man singing all this in a prison somewhere. Like, of all the ways to address what you consider to be an injustice, singing it like this is definitely not. It's definitely top 5 funniest, but it's not gonna make me think of you any more seriously.
No, I can't take you seriously.
Yeah. His remix is part of the Residuals Challenge, where various artists have been contributing their own versions of the song. Okay. The release follows Kelly's appearance on the Inmate Tea with A&P podcast, where he's claimed to have written 25 albums during his time in prison.
Oh, so they doing podcasts too? Well, straight from the big house? What is this?
I mean, I've heard that there's like podcasts from incarcerated folks. I forget the name of the one.
Okay.
That I heard like a year or two ago. But what? So I guess he's like a big get in the prison podcast space. Like, you can get R. Kelly. That's a big. Who else are they getting? Harvey Weinstein.
Yeah,
you know,
that's true. Who else are you getting?
Are they mad Bill Cosby got out there? Like, fuck, he was gonna be on next month.
Probably was. Fucked up the scheduling.
When they see trials, they be hoping people guilty? They be like, oh, hopefully we can get Diddy in here. Cross your fingers. Hopefully he did that shit.
Get him on in 3 months.
Kelly is currently serving 30-year sentence, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, that's crazy. A small plane crashed into a Pennsylvania retirement community parking lot, injuring 5.
Damn.
That was like 2 days ago. Which means I think yesterday everybody landed fine. So maybe the problem was people not paying for bags on Southwest. I think we solved it.
Y'all got too many bags.
That was the whole problem. Man, planes be crashing. They be having that shit on it's gonna be on the news now. 47% chance of plane crash.
Oh no.
Girl Scouts have been sued over alleged heavy metals and pesticides in cookies.
Well, damn.
A proposed class action was filed on Monday night in the Brooklyn, New York federal court against the 113-year-old nonprofit and ABC Bakers and Ferrero's USA's Little Brownie Bakers. It cited a December 2024 study commissioned by GMO Science and Moms Across America, which tested samples of 25 cookies from 3 states. The study said Girl Scout cookies contained at least 4 or 5 heavy metals: aluminum, arsenic, cadmium, lead, and mercury, that can harm people's health or the environment, often at levels exceeding regulators' recommended limits. It also said all samples contain glyphosate, a pesticide using some weed killers, with Thin Mints containing the highest levels. So that's why they so good.
Got weed in it.
I thought it was cocaine. It's weed killer?
It's weed killer.
Okay. Well, shit. Let's put that in my veins. I'm not stopping.
I don't know.
I'm not stopping.
I'm ordering me some Samoas next.
We all gotta go.
If they be out there at the Hornets game selling the Girl Scout cookies, I might buy me another box.
That's why I'm lifting weights now to offset this glyphosate. While the entire sales practice system for Girl Scout cookies is built on a foundation of ethics and teaching young girls sustainable business practices, defendants failed to uphold this standard themselves. Good luck winning that case in the Trump America.
Ain't that the truth in the Trump America?
Safety? Fuck you talking about,
right?
Food. Who you gonna take it up with? The food safety department? We cut them yesterday.
Right? Ain't none of them niggas. Here's 2 of them. Go talk to them.
You just gonna have to wait in line to get in the RFK Jr. office, and he gonna be in there with a box of fucking Samoas. Like, what's the problem?
Right?
He gonna be like, maybe you should only drink water or whatever the fuck he be talking like. Stephen A. Smith. We're not having Balls D Sports this week. because Justin can't make it. So,
Okay.
you know. Stephen A. Smith says LeBron James' confrontation over Bronny was weak but understandable. This has been a fascinating thing that happened. So, LeBron James was playing against Stephen A.'s favorite team, the New York Knicks, on TV, live.
Okay.
And LeBron James' team, the Lakers, were down 17 going into like the fourth quarter, I think. And LeBron, we later saw on social media, confronted Stephen A. Smith, who was sitting on the sideline. And people could read his lips, and he was basically saying, keep my son's name out of your mouth. Okay? His son is Bronny James. Bronny was drafted to the Lakers. He's playing with his dad. It's a dream of LeBron. It's probably a dream of Bronny's too. We've talked about it on Ball Z Sports. I said how I felt about it at the time. I still feel very much the same. I don't have any real disdain for LeBron or anything like that. But I did feel like as a move, it was, to me, more about LeBron than it was Bronny. And the rest is a lot of people trying to like justify it for a bunch of reasons, you know, feelings about black fatherhood and blackness,
Nepotism,
feelings about him as a basketball player, good and bad. Like, people have a bunch of different opinions on it. He's my favorite player. So, and a player I think is the greatest of all time. I still thought it was kind of corny, but it wasn't like shocking. It wasn't like anything that would make me dislike him or Bronny.
right?
It was just kind of like, it was kind of corny. It felt like the end of his LeBron movie. They gonna have that scene in there, but like, if his son is not good, it won't matter. And if his son is great, then we'll all can revisit this moment and go, wow, they got a steal at that pick.
Agreed.
Anyway, that's not the point. Stephen A. Smith and many black people on ESPN the morning that Bronny got drafted, I watched it, and they were all, to a man, talking about how great it was for him as a father, how great it was for Bronny as his son, how no one should have a problem with this because white people have been practicing nepotism for centuries, and now that a brother has done it, y'all got a problem with that? That nope, not on my watch. And it was Stephen A. Smith, it was Jay Will, it was Shannon. Everyone agreed. I didn't see anyone pushing back on this. And you knew the white people weren't gonna say shit, because once all the brothers in the room say, if you got something to say about LeBron, you racist, the white people gonna stand down for the most part.
Right.
Okay. When that happened that morning, I said on our next sports show, I said, this is what I was afraid of. I don't think this will necessarily be good for Bronny, and I just hope Bronny can handle the adversity he's about to go through. Because while we all can just act like he's LeBron's son, that doesn't mean that you are mentally forged in a level of fire just because you're LeBron's son.
Right. That's
you're
LeBron went through that, right?
And you're young. LeBron's
Yes.
42. Like, he been here before.
Agreed.
And I think part of the reason he blacked out on Stephen, not even blacked out, but challenged Stephen A, is because of how things affect that his son. He doesn't expect to have to go through what he went through.
Right.
Which pretty much every father does hope, right? That they don't have to do that. Anyway, so they say all that shit, and they're all just gushing over this shit. They even say, like, look, just have him start. It's going to be beautiful on that first day when they play a game together, and then send him to the G League or whatever. Okay. That's exactly what the Lakers did. They basically had Bronny play a couple games with his dad. They sent him to the G League. He's been a good G League player, which is pretty much everyone who's drafted is first or second round. If you go to the G League, you play good, right? And they rotate him up and forth. If he plays good in the G League, they'll bring you on to the main team for a few games, and then boom. Happens all the time. And that's not about him being LeBron's son. That happens with any good first or second round player. They pull you into the league 4 times when someone gets hurt or whatever, and then they bring you back. Okay. So then Bronny has a bad game against like Minnesota in garbage time. No one really cares. Like it's garbage time, whatever. Stephen A goes on TV the next day and says, LeBron, I'm begging you as a father, you have to put a stop to this. Whatever the fuck that means. Now,
very vague.
Now, obviously he's questioning his fatherhood. I don't know what put a stop, like put a stop to what? Tell your son you're out of the G League, you're out of NBA, you had a bad game against Minnesota. He subsequently played better, by the way. Mm-hmm. We definitely don't talk about any other second round picks. I understand that that's a bit, it works both ways, but I'm just saying, like, second round picks are not making block A of fucking First Take or whatever.
Right.
Or C or D or any of the blocks. But I guess where I'm trying to land this plane, where I'm going with this. That is the point I was making when they were all on LeBron's dick that morning.
He was like, something
I said,
change.
This media climate is not a media climate that will have context, nuance, and consistency.
No.
Whatever is going to make ratings that day is what they're going to do.
Yes, sir.
I've watched these guys change opinions from segment to segment, change points. It's like they're latching on to like, what's that viral moment? What's that conflict? What's that moment? And some days it's going to be, ain't shit happening. Let me shit on Bronny James. And you can't trust these snakes that were all telling you what a great father you was to be consistent with your fatherhood and their opinions on your son and all that shit. You can't trust them to be consistent. They didn't really mean it the first day.
No.
And I think that's what some people lost track of what I was trying to say at the time. Like, you trying to be critical of LeBron? So it ain't about that. This media landscape, you can't trust it.
And
60 seconds to 60 seconds are complete opposites.
Yeah, commercial break to commercial break, you get completely different things. You could be on one side of the argument, come back, and you're on the opposite side of the argument.
Yeah.
Like it's nothing consistent.
So then, once he questions LeBron's fatherhood, LeBron's people reached out to Stephen A. Smith to be like, bro, you going too far. Stephen A. Smith goes on his own podcast, not on ESPN's network, and then plays highlights of Bronny making mistakes behind him and does another diatribe mocking Bronny, right?
Right.
So now you're shitting on his son. You shitted on LeBron. You were told privately, hey, this might be over the line. You made fun of them reaching out to you privately to be like, y'all ain't gonna just tell me. I'm Stephen A, baby. I do what I want to do, right? So now we get to the other night. Stephen A is there. He's at courtside. You know, whenever he shows up, he's making a big ass deal out of it. Mm-hmm. LeBron comes over, down 17, third quarter, and proceeds to confront Stephen A. Smith and say, hey, keep my son out of it.
Right.
Like, you want some,
like,
you got some smoke for me?
Smoke me all day, because I'm the adult, right?
But you doing these mocking videos of my son and shit? Nah, dog, it's not cool.
Right.
Stephen A. looks, I mean, I'm not trying to say it in a negative way, but Stephen A. looked like he did not have that same energy. Now, I know his thing is he always says, you know, if LeBron, like, you see me, I'm in these games, I'm at these games, I'm in these streets, come confront me. And
somebody took him up on the offer.
Right. He's even had stories of like, people have confronted me and I've said to this and I said that. It's like, okay, all right, that's what you said.
Right.
But LeBron was there.
Yeah,
he did come confront you as you told him to.
Yeah, and this is his child.
And this fuck the child part. Just, you said what you said. You said, come see me if you got a problem. LeBron literally did that. You said it's not private, but that's because it happened in a public space, but they have reached out to you privately already.
And
instead you said what you said publicly. I'm not required to respond privately, but I would not count what LeBron is doing as really being public about it. He could have been in the post game press conference. He could have been talking about it at halftime. He could have been talking about it before the game. He could have did it on his own podcast. He could have, you know what I'm saying? LeBron could have done this a lot of ways.
Right.
What happens is you're a public figure in a public place, and so is he. And he just went straight to your face. But you do not actually have to tell us anything about what happened in this conversation.
No, this conversation could have stayed private.
We actually don't really know everything that was said and why it was said because we couldn't hear it all, but he told us. Anyway, this is the
in between the third
and
video
of LeBron talking to him like that. And yeah, the energy is not returning.
LeBron James.
I don't know why it keeps turning the sound up. Sorry, Nick Wright. I love your show, but I didn't mean to take it. Yeah. But yeah, it's just that's the energy. And so the next morning, Stephen A gets on ESPN and he's like, that wasn't LeBron James, the player, talking to me. That was LeBron James, the father. And he was very nuanced and kind of conciliatory and understanding. Mm-hmm. And I thought, wow, okay, that's pretty mature for Stephen A. I didn't think he had that in him. And I was right. He didn't have it in him because by the next day he was on a media blitz and he's doing interviews and now he's saying that it was weak and he thought it was bullshit. He did this on the Gilbert Arenas show that he told them this. And I knew it was serious because he came dressed like Nino Brown. Whenever he put on the Nino Brown fit after the Carter got raided.
All black.
AKA
Gold
Martin.
chain.
Martin, my favorite episode of Martin with the stuffed pit bull.
Yes, that fake dog.
When he put that shit on, when he got that shit on, it's execution of time. He about to go hard.
What do you make of LeBron confronting you in the aftermath of that situation?
I thought it was weak. I thought it was some bullshit.
It didn't look too weak in your face. When 6'8" to 6'10" is towering over you, I couldn't see your side of the face. I could see your body language in the back. And it looked very much like, yes, sir, I understand. Because I've had to do that before, too. I speak that. We've all had a moment. So it felt like that. It felt like, all right. Well, it wasn't no back and forth. It wasn't no debate. And then he went out there and proceeded to come back.
And they ended up winning that game, didn't they?
And they won that game in overtime. Mm-hmm. And I'm telling you, if it was Michael Jordan, it would be on motherfucking episode 7 or 9 or whatever of that, that documentary.
That documentary.
That Come Fly With Me, that The Last Dance.
Michael Jackson. Not Michael Jackson. Michael Jordan talking about, I take that personally.
Yes. If it was Kobe, y'all would be talking about this every day. But I guess somehow, since some of y'all hate LeBron, there's nothing he can do that's legendary. But that shit legendary to me. I don't need to wait 20 years. That shit was legendary 2 days. When it happened, I said, oh, God. Because I saw the video after the game. And it was like, yeah, at some point he went and punked out Stephen A. And then they came back. I said, oh, Nick, what? That's some stone cold ice dick killer shit.
But in the moment, I knew that I was listening to a father. Here's what happened. I'm represented by William Morris Endeavor. The founder of William Morris Endeavor, Ari Emanuel, had courtside seats right next to the Lakers bench. He had Larry David with him, star of Curb Your Enthusiasm. I'm sitting with them. I get there in the first quarter.
Larry David being there is so fucking funny to me.
And and it sounds like a goddamn sketch.
Don't it?
That he would have, because he used to do NBA sketches.
Remember he had an episode where he tripped Shaq?
Yes! And ended up ruining the game, and everybody was like, boo! I'm so mad this man's show over. And I know he been doing this show like 40 years, y'all. He'll do a show, take 7 years to 10 years off and bring it back. Like, the seasons are everywhere. But I would love for him
more curb.
to do and Chad, don't let him have who was it? JD, whatchamacallit with him?
Yeah, JB Smooth.
Yeah, don't let him have JB Smooth with him, and they
yes.
And they were like, is that Stephen A. Smith?
Right.
And LeBron?
Because he could have Stephen A. on there playing Stephen A.
Yes!
He could have it.
Oh, that shit would be so good. And Larry with them faces, he fucking ridiculous himself too.
Yeah.
Oh, so over the top. That shit would be great.
Other than slavery coming back, this might be the funniest timeline.
Yes.
Like Larry Davis sitting next at courtside when this happened.
Yes.
Oh my God. They just needed to play the Curb music and zoom in on Larry's face.
Yes.
Dun, 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 dun.
Yes.
But anyway, I just thought it was funny. People been talking this to death. But I do find it to be a bit hypocritical. But I think the worst part of all of this is we are so fucking cooked with people spending the better part of 20 years coming up with reasons to dislike LeBron so they can protect Jordan. Mm-hmm. And that landscape is just considered the landscape now. So you really find it's very hard to find somebody who is just like, let me just call it like I see it, and not with some hidden disdain for the dude, because that's really what this is about. A lot of hidden disdain for the dude in general, so that when he does do something that, like I said, I'm a fan, and I was like, that was kind of whack. To me, that's it. It can't be treated like that. You got to go after his son because that's going to get you ratings one day. Mm-hmm. You got to go after him as if it even really affects his legacy in any way. And honestly, Bronny's going to be the arbiter of if it's good or bad for him. Mm-hmm. And as of right now, look, Bronny ain't on crack. He seemed to be doing just fine. His heart is working. Like, I don't know. This is not a huge deal. Mm-hmm. It shouldn't be.
It should not.
But I'm glad he checked that man. Because sometimes you got to check somebody, you know? And I think that was a good check. Let's see. Let's get to some other news. Kind of news that I want to do next? Oh, let's do some white people news. It's been a while.
Okay.
Since did white people news. Why is this? Oh, because I'm in the wrong tab, guys. Woo!
White people news. We're bringing egg salad to the barbecue. We might be problematic or a little bit dim. The sun's really harsh on our fragile pink skin. It's white people news.
All right. Let's get to it. White people's, what they up to? What do they do?
Right, that's a great question.
Rosie O'Donnell has moved to Ireland after the Trump election. It's just been heartbreaking.
The thing about Rosie O'Donnell, her and Trump have fell out in the past.
Yeah.
Because she's a New Yorker, and she was like, this nigga, like nobody likes him. There's something wrong with him. And, she had her own show, and she was like, I've never had that man on my show for a reason. He's a crook. He's a thief. He ain't shit.
She bout it. It's funny, though, because, Ellen moved, too. And I feel like every time he gets elected, we're going to lose another lesbian comedian. And we got to stop before they get to Wanda Sykes. Okay?
Right? We can't be having her move.
That's my fave. What are y'all doing? Kelly Clarkson isn't on her own show right now, and nobody really seems to know why.
What happened?
That's what I'm saying, Karen. Nobody really seems to know why. This is some hot white guys.
Yeah, it is, child.
You know who's been hosting the show in her absence? Celebrities. Yeah, they've been having celebrities fill in, from Brooke Shields and Josh Groban. Simi Lou did it the first day. She unexpectedly missed the show on March 3rd. At the last minute, Simu Liu, who had previously led the daytime talk show for Clarkson in 2022, agreed to pivot from guest to host.
Oh, so she was expected to be okay.
So she didn't show up to work for some reason.
Yeah, and she had to turn that muscle on.
Kelly isn't able to make it today. We're sending her our best. He told the audience, I did not know that I was going to do this until about 5 minutes ago when I arrived to promote my new movie, Last Breath. I'm here now, and look, I'm not one to back down from a challenge. Clarkson didn't address the shakeup when she did return March 4th, but 2 days later, she was absent again.
Something's happening.
And since then, several celebrities have taken her spot as host.
And the thing is, particularly about her show that makes it, because she can sing, And so it's really fun. Like, she opens up with a song, like, and and she sings with the guests, and those are things that are very fun to the audience. And not just funny when you have a different variety of celebrities on. Not all of them can sing, so you're actually just changing the format of the show.
Listen, this is why white people news is so good. The rest of us, we're worried about missing Palestinian activists, and white people are worried about Kelly Clarkson and where she at. No, the government did not take her and try to send her out of the country illegally with no warrant. Clarkson last appeared on a Kelly Clarkson show March 5th. She hosted several guests, including Jason Derulo and Nora Fatehi, who were promoting their musical collaboration, Snake. The American Idol alum also spoke with Jason Isaacs about The White Lotus Season 3 and introduced Canadian singer Ali X, who performed her single Black Eye. In Clarkson's absence, several celebrity guest hosts have come in. Roy Wood Jr. stepped in March 6th after guest hosting February 28th. Kelly's out for the day. He said, "I'm back. You're in good hands. I was here about a week ago. I think they brought me back because of my resemblance to Kelly. You need to squint to see it, though."
I love him.
Wanda Sykes, the aforementioned Wanda Sykes, and singer Josh Groban co-hosted March 7th. The Upshaw star mentioned Clarkson's absence briefly during her opening monologue, telling the audience, "It's good to be here at Kelly's show." She asked if I could co-host. I said, "Absolutely, Kelly. There's nothing I'd rather be doing on my birthday than daytime TV." She's so funny.
That's hilarious.
Brooke Shields, Smokey Robinson performed "Be Thankful for What You Got." They took over as host.
Smokey Robinson didn't do them gasms, did he? Or is that another person?
No, that's him, but he didn't do those songs. If he would, I don't think people wanted to hear.
They ain't ready for that.
They wanted to hear the old Smokey. They don't want to hear the new Smokey. These motherfuckers start singing about eating clits and shit. You can't do that on daytime TV.
No, that's too much.
Brooke Shields returned March 11th. Told viewers it was so nice to be feeling it again. Today's Willie Geist was tapped to host March 12th, and Molly Sims will host the 13th to 14th. So yeah, it don't sound like people know what's happening. She hasn't publicly addressed her absence. However, this isn't the first time she's taken extended leave from work. Yeah, but it sounded like they didn't have a plan for it.
Right.
Yeah. In 2022, she spent the entire summer in Montana with her kids because she just thought it was important to shut down for a minute. I don't know. This sounds like something else is more serious. She's gearing up for a Las Vegas residency, but is she going to miss that? That's from July 4th to November 15th.
Yeah, we'll see.
Right. Oh man, where in the world is Kelly Clarkson? Remember that story about the police officer who was in a task force and everybody was having sex with her, and then the pictures all went viral and everybody was making a bunch of jokes.
Yeah, she was insane. Yes.
And then like people was like it was workplace harassment and sexual abuse and all this stuff, and I don't know that she ever made those claims, but people were, it's a woman in the task force with a lot of men. But then like part of the story was like her husband found out she was fucking the dudes and like tried to get her to stop, and she kept fucking the dudes. It was like a lot of shit happening. Anyway,
there was a lot to that story.
Apparently her name's Megan Hall, 29. She's a former cop from Tennessee, and she got a new job.
Okay, what's her new job?
She was spotted walking her dog while wearing a uniform emblazoned with the Tennessee Department of Health insignia. So now she's working in the Department of Health.
For how long? Them jobs getting cut.
I don't know. I wonder if her coworkers are all like super horned up now, though. If they're like, does this mean we're all going to be starting the orgy? I'll organize the group chat.
That's definitely white people news. I'd be oblivious. That won't walk in here. I'd be like, who?
That's why it's white people news. Yeah. I couldn't
I'd be
pick
like,
this woman out of line.
she good folks.
I could have met this woman 12 times. I wouldn't know.
No, that woman could deliver me some pizza and I would not know.
How would anyone? I guess if you're white, you might know. But I personally, even knowing the memes, I don't think I could. I don't think I could pick her out of a lineup.
Sorry to this woman.
I hate to say it. I hope I don't sound ridiculous. I don't know who this man is. I mean, he could be walking down the street. I wouldn't know a thing. Sorry to this man.
Yeah, that's me. Sorry.
But yeah, an internal investigation by officials found the law enforcement had an ongoing affair with one of the department's sergeants. They also found out she had once engaged in a threesome with another officer and his wife, while also getting involved in a Girls Gone Wild hot tub theme party. Some of the sexual encounters took place on the job and on police property.
But yeah, you get hired in the health department.
But shit, she probably know a lot about health. Sexual reproduction,
health and
safety. I mean, shit. Listen, just because God opens a door, just because he closes a door doesn't mean he doesn't open up a window into the butthole or whatever.
Oh, no. What's happening here?
Whatever freaky stuff she's into, Karen. I'm not judging. Wow. I didn't know you were slut shaming over there. I'm sorry.
not slut shaming.
Wow.
I thought you were going to say open a window. I didn't know the ending was coming. I just thought the window, we're going to see the grass and the sun.
It was the ending. The sordid details of Hall's affairs emerged after Laverne Mayor Jason Cole was tipped off by Patrick Magliocco, who confessed to an encounter with Hall, which included his wife, triggering the revelation of a series of further romps. Some people lost their jobs. Sergeant Lewis Powell, Juan Lugo, Sergeant Ty McGowan, and Detective Seneca Shields, they lost their jobs, while two other implicated in the flings with Hall, Magliocco, and Larry Holiday were suspended but kept their jobs. They should have shot a black person and still be at work. During the investigation...
That shows you how much our lives are worth, huh?
Funny because it's true.
Right? that dark comedy. Mm-hmm. Oh, no! That's that right. What else can you say?
Eventually... During the investigation, Hall claimed that Sergeant Powell persisted asking Hall for sex despite her resisting. Her lawsuit said eventually Miss Hall gave in to Sergeant Powell's request for sexual favors, but she said when she tried to stop, Powell threatened to kill himself. Sergeant Powell was crying to tell her he drank an entire bottle of Jack Daniels whiskey. He threatened to kill himself, told Miss Hall, "You did this to me," and asserted that she was responsible for his imminent suicide. However, Powell has since sued the city of Laverne and its mayor, Jason Cole, and all these other people. So, I that situation always seemed like it had a dark undercurrent, but it just became a viral meme of like, this woman fucked all these dudes. And I'm
right.
Like,
when you start digging into it, you're like, ooh, this snapped. Somebody need to cover this because there's a lot of moving pieces.
Addison Rae shocked fans with incredibly bendy poses that flash her butt as she is called a sexy pretzel. Well, this must be that. I think she was literally one of the people I named off of TikTok, right? But of course, hey, look, it's all about the content of her message, Karen. Don't think people are looking at her bending her butt and making her the third most followed person on the platform because of anything other than, her political opinions. Addison Rae showed off her flexibility while posing for a new issue of CR Fashion Book. The TikTok star turned actress and singer shocked fans with her incredibly bendy poses that look painful in images taken by Erica Kamano. So here's that's one sitting in a chair.
Okay.
Looking like a ballerina that needs to take a bath or something. What's going on with her makeup there?
I
Is
don't
that on
know.
purpose?
It might
Anyway.
be.
Then this one, that's very bendy. Oh man, how do you get your leg behind your other leg like that? That's crazy. Oh no, this the one. This the bendy one.
Okay, now that's big.
Oh, she
I like
did
the rest
that.
of them was like regular ass poses. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's a yoga pose.
Yeah, I assume that her feet are actually on the ground. Maybe. I wonder which part is on the ground. Anyway, that's a beautiful picture.
Her arms were on the ground.
Wow. So yeah, that's some yoga shit for real.
Mm-hmm. It's probably called the climbing wall. Who knows what it's called? It's some pose.
That's just her laying on the ground. That's her looking over her shoulder like, who said that? That one right there is the porno pose. Okay, on the bench.
That's probably a yoga pose too. Yeah, you gotta be flexible.
Nah, there ain't no yoga pose. I've seen that pose before on the cover of DVDs with XXX on the front.
Oh yeah, with her. Yeah, now
been over the
that one. Yes, I'm talking about the one up underneath it. Yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. Well, she took some photos, and she's bendy.
She is very
but
bendy.
We're only following her because of her virtues, guys. Come on, y'all. So y'all was looking at cheeks. Wow, I'm a little shocked. Kate Blanchett commands attention in daring, completely backless dress as she joins glam co-stars Marissa Abela and Naomi Harris at UK premiere of spy thriller Black Bag. The acclaimed actress, 55, showcased her fashion-forward sense of style as she arrived in a bold gray dress with a plunging neckline. You know it's got the plunge. Okay. The acclaimed actress, the herringbone fabric number boasted voluminous sleeves with eye-catching red paneling and black spikes down the sides. And as Kate posed up a storm on the red carpet, she returned to reveal the dress was completely backless, giving it extra sex appeal. Woo, not the back. I don't know. The Tar Star, I think that's how you pronounce it, styled the avant-garde look with a knee-high leather boots and swept her blonde hair back to show off her spiked earrings. The double Oscar winner accentuated her ageless beauty with a radiant palette of makeup and sultry smoky eyeshadow. Nothing says ageless like describing the vast amounts of makeup someone has on their face after calling them ageless. Like that felt shady.
Mm-hmm.
The ageless beauty needed a ton of foundation. Like, what are you doing? Just say I looked good.
Right?
That's Marissa Abela, and that's our girl Naomi Harris.
Yes, I like this pretty.
Mm-hmm. So, I see. And in the front is, I guess you can do that. You know, when you kind of don't have, like, if you're not super endowed, maybe you can go front braless, backless.
Yeah, it depends on. I don't know if they probably can make it padded. You know,
okay, maybe they like tape something.
Yeah, probably
okay.
have sticky stuff. Or
I do like this dress. It's a dope look.
Yeah, or either like put it in the fabric. You know what I'm saying, or something like that.
I do think. I mean, it's like a futuristic, stylish look. It's like some shit out of Star Wars.
Yes.
Like if Mom Martha wore this in Andor at the next one of them meetings.
Right? One of them Senator meetings.
I'd be like, yeah, that's what they wearing now.
Right.
Get with the times. But yeah, so shout out to Kate Blanchett. We love to see it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. One of the exciting whites. Fire Festival 2 tickets on sale, but Mexican officials say no permits have been filed. I tried to tell y'all.
Mexico was like, who?
I tried to tell y'all.
They was like, we don't know that man. Ain't nothing happening in here.
Right. Y'all gonna go down to Fire Fest, white people. You never coming back. You know we got beef with Mexico right now, too.
Yeah, they might keep you.
They might, yeah.
Y'all fuck around and pull them hats out. They really might keep you.
Y'all gonna get over there. They gonna be waiting.
Paul, why is you here?
Paul, why is you here? They might send your ass right on back. And then charge you a tariff.
Right. Y'all gonna show up thinking y'all somebody like, hey, we got our tickets to Fire Fest too.
Who are these niggas?
I cried laughing when I read
You know what I'm saying? like, we need to stay away from these niggas.
Mm-hmm. I want that go show when y'all start showing them passports. They gonna be like, who?
Ain't nobody gonna come get y'all either.
They should. They are
everybody,
not.
Because we seen Fire Fest 1, both documentaries. Ain't nobody come. Like, this is on you. You got played. You played yourself. You the fool. You're just gonna be sitting up there.
And you're down in Baltimore having big fun, weren't you, Vanessa? Isn't that where you were? Didn't you go down there to Baltimore and have big fun, Vanessa? Tell me, didn't you go for big fun?
That's what we gonna be saying. Didn't you go to Mexico? You were down in Mexico having big fun. But yeah, good luck.
Good luck to you.
I don't blame Billy. If y'all will reelect Trump, I'm gonna give it a shot. Fuck it. Maybe there are no consequences. What y'all gonna try me in a court of Trump? They gonna let me go. They be like, scam his life. Doof. The gavel gonna bang.
The truth. Scam his life.
All charges dismissed. You know we don't got no laws for this anymore. We're gonna put the president in jail. Officials in Mujeres, anyway, say the festival has not been approved and no formal steps have been taken by organizers to secure permits.
Of course, right. You ain't talked to nobody. You ain't set up no venue. Yes, it's a big ass scam. What the hell?
I hope y'all go. I hope y'all go.
Oh, some dumb is gonna go.
I want that picture of that cheese on that bread again. That was a good day on Twitter. When the Fire Fest popped off,
baby, that was.
Woo! One of the top 5.
And it was a few days, and every hour it got worse. It was like a live series drama.
Them rich people was down there crying in the sun. We was like
baking and burning up and shit.
Right? We was like, let them eat cake. Let them eat one
Bologna
slice of bread
sandwiches
with tomato, lettuce, and American cheese. Let them eat that. Camila Cabello holds hands with new billionaire boyfriend Henry Jr. Chalhoub as they sit Frau at Chanel Paris's Fashion Week show. Okay. Or Chanel's. I said Channel. This is white people news. I'm not rich, guys. I don't have any money. Camila Cabello, her new boyfriend Henry Jr. Why is the junior in the wrong place? Henry Jr. Chalhoub. Should it be like Henry Chalhoub Jr.?
Yes. Normally how it goes.
His parents was freestyling that shit. They was like, put the junior third. Fuck, put it second. See what they do. We rich. We billionaires.
It don't matter.
Making this their first fashion show appearance together, the doting couple couldn't take their hands off of each other. They were first linked August 2024. She looked effortlessly stylish in a tweed ensemble and went topless under the chic black and white blazer. She completed her look with matching tailored trousers, chunky black heels, and a leather black handbag. Henry, 38, made sure to not steal the spotlight from his famous girlfriend as he slipped into a subtle black blazer and jeans. Yes, that's why he did it. He's like, oh no, I can't steal your spotlight. I was going to wear my purple suit I got from Vines at Eastland Mall, but I wouldn't want to show up my baby. I don't want them to have to play Curtis Mayfield when I come walking in.
Oh no.
Most recently, the couple was spotted together at BAFTA after party in London last month. The Havana hitmaker and Lebanese businessman were inseparable as they made their way to the high-profile bash dress to the nines. The billionaire is the heir and a member of the wealthy Chalhoub family. Earlier in the day, the I Love It singer wowed at the 2025 BAFTA red carpet as she flaunted her jaw-dropping figure in a very daring sheer gown. Her new man was notably not by her side. He's like, we don't play that, okay? I need a modest woman. Prior to their low-key outing on Sunday, they were last spotted January sharing loved-up moments in a lavish beach getaway in St. Bart's. So it seems that they've been together for a while, and since August. And he's a handsome guy, and he's a fucking billionaire. So they got a lot in common. Billions of dollars. I feel like if you're a billionaire, that's how you pick your woman the way, like, you pick your woman by just like who your crush is. You know what I mean? Because you that rich, like, you gonna give it a shot. You got to give it a shot. So it's just like, man, who is that? Oh, you talking about on this TV show? That's Issa Rae. I'm gonna marry her, and I'm a billionaire, so it's gonna happen. Like, what is she out of her mind? She don't want billions of dollars. She gonna marry me. That's what happened with Janet Jackson, I'm sure. That buddy seen her titty at the Super Bowl like the rest of us, but he could do something about it.
He had the coins.
He had the billions. He said, them is some nice titties. And then next thing you know, he was signing a contract, you know? Anyway, last story, sword ratchetness. I got to wrap up because I got something to do at 7. But this has been fun, guys.
It has.
Where's my sword ratchetness? Oh, there we go. Here we go. Officials ID sword-wielding man, Wayne officer involved in shooting. There's a comma between sword-wielding man and Wayne officer. I guess Wayne is the location. Wayne, New Jersey. A sword-wielding Wayne man who was shot by police for threatening to harm officers had been arrested and released from custody earlier that day. The Passaic County Prosecutor's Office has released new details and body-worn camera footage for the officer-involved shooting on February 14th. Police officers went to a home on I'm sorry. It's White Birch Court. But when I read it in my head, I thought that shit said White Bitch Court. I was like, who named that street?
Right? That typo definitely slipped by the approval person.
What incel do they have on city council? My wife live on that street. Like,
that's like, Jimmy, you can't change the whole last name of the street because your wife live on it.
Oh my God, I had to read that twice real fast because it's a weird kind of font and the R looked like a T.
Oh no!
Like, I'm gonna show it to y'all. This isn't, I don't know what font this website is in, but it's not like the normal font. I'm gonna highlight it, but that R look like a T to me. Like, it's very.
It does.
It's very, don't it? It look like White Bitch
like
Court.
a lower T, like a lowercase T.
Yeah, I was like, what? I know I'm not seeing what I think I'm seeing. But yeah, that was I was wrong, guys. Thank God. That would be the most slanderous. Like, what would the rest of the name of the streets be in that city?
Right.
Broke nigga lane.
Right. Nappy-headed whole boulevard.
Right.
What's happening here?
Oh nah, man, what you gonna want to do? You gonna make it with a right on bitch ass street, and then if you get I know they ain't who I think it is. You done went too far.
You done went too far.
You need to turn around. Come back to this motherfucker avenue.
If you get on, you got the wrong one lane.
Yeah.
Turn around. You don't even want to go down that street.
Ironically, if you get on, you got the wrong one lane. That's the right store. You on the right. Ironically, that's the right way to go. But
that's the right way to go.
It wouldn't seem like it because of the name. But it's actually,
I know the name sounds scary, but go on down. I promise you.
That's
you do got the right one on the wrong lane.
That's where black people messed up, guys. Okay, I know it's not really our fault, and this is a joke, but that's where we messed up. We shouldn't have let them name the streets in our neighborhoods stuff like MLK and Malcolm X, so that when people got shot on them and shit, they'd be like, "See, the blacks. We just need to name the street something else." We actually should have named them stuff like White Bitch Lane, because then they wouldn't gentrify. They'd be like, let them keep that. I don't want to tell anybody I live off of White Bitch. I'm going to stay on 4th Street.
Yeah, come on. I'm going to stay with the numbers and the letters. I'm going to stay on E Boulevard.
Yeah, I'm going to stay on East Boulevard because Peckerwood Boulevard, I just don't want to tell people that's my mailing address.
Yeah, I don't want to share that one.
Oh, Pencil Neck Geek Street. Nah, I'm good. I'm good on that.
Cracker Lane, I don't think I want to tell everybody that's where I stay at.
I'm good. When police arrived, they saw 34-year-old Connor Darpino coming out onto a 2nd floor balcony holding 2 swords. Okay.
Oh, damn, 2 times.
2 swords. In the ensuing interaction, he stated to the officers on the scene that he would jump down from the balcony and stab them. He retreated to a 2nd floor room and closed the door. Yeah, I wouldn't dare him to do that because, one, I mean, you could just fall, break your legs, and get hurt. But 2, if he can jump from the 2nd floor,
you in trouble.
That's like, we gonna need more than guns. I've seen that anime.
Yes, because when he hit the ground, he gonna flash step and everybody about to die.
He gonna push his glasses up and they gonna be solid but reflective at the same time.
Yes, they gonna say shing, and then we all about to be chopped to pieces. No, thank you.
Officers called for assistance and established a perimeter around the home before he reemerged on the balcony and began walking towards the stairs with the blades in his hand. As he came quickly down the stairs, our officials say Wayne Police Lieutenant Douglas Itchen fired 7 shots, striking him 5 times. Body-worn camera footage shows another officer telling Darpino to stop, drop the knives, put his hands down. When Itchen calls for him to drop him now. Officers began giving him medical aid. He was later taken to the hospital in critical but stable condition. One of the swords had fallen in the stairs. Officers recovered the second one after Darpino was shot and dropped it. Darpino now faces charges of terroristic threats, 2 counts of aggravated assault on a law enforcement officer, unlawful possession of a weapon. His defense counsel, Alyssa D. Haskup, declined to comment on charges against him. I mean, they got the video.
All right.
Wayne police had arrested him earlier that day because he was involved in a single car crash. Damn.
A hell of a day.
What in the raisin Arizona's going on with this guy?
Yes.
He reportedly was argumentative and combative with the officer. Police charged him on a complaint and let him go. Prosecutor's office will be the lead investigator into this officer-involved shooting, and the grand jury will ultimately decide if the use of force was justified. There you go. All right, y'all. That's it for today's
That was fun.
episode. I had a good time.
I did too.
Once again, sorry about the video thing. That sucks for all of us.
Right.
But one thing that's interesting, man, so many people have already, even during the course of the show, so many people have already emailed me back, and they're just so, we are the best fans. JL told me when I told him, because I had to call JL and tell him, because I was like,
and you know he had a good laugh.
Yeah, I left a voicemail, but you know, I was just like, yeah, you're not gonna believe this. But of course he believes it.
Yeah, you know JL believes it.
For him, it's just a Wednesday. He wasn't even bothered by this. He was like, oh, it's fine. That's what I expected. But so many people have already said kind stuff. I'm sure somebody eventually probably will, but nobody wants a refund. Everybody's just like, man, I'm glad we just got the experience and stuff, man. I honestly, y'all, it really warms my heart how dope the audience is.
We got really great fans.
We really had the best fans. Somebody said all this does is make me want to be there live for the next one. And I was like, damn, because I do want y'all there. So
because it is really fun in person, y'all.
Yeah, man, y'all really do. Y'all are awesome, man. All right, y'all. That's it for today's episode. We'll talk to you Saturday. Until next time, I love you.
I love you too.
Mwah. Bye, everybody.